Welcome, parents, family, friends, students, and distinguished guests to the Shawnee Mission Northwest commencement ceremonies for the class of 2018. Yes, indeed. We are so privileged to celebrate and recognize this remarkable group of seniors tonight. As our senior musicians find their seats, we would like to thank Ms. Penny Sneed and our outstanding Northwest Symphonic Band for the lovely prelude music and processional. At this time, please stand and direct your attention to the north side of the stadium where cadets from the Shawnee Mission Northwest NJROTC unit will raise our nation's flag as Shawnee Mission Northwest Chamber Singers Quartet lead us in the singing of the Star-Spangled Banner.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
A special thank you to Ms. Alyssa Mendoza, Ms. Elena Ballou, Mr. Matthew Robeson, and Mr. Spencer Pope for the beautiful rendition of our national anthem to open our ceremony. We also share our gratitude for Chief Warrant Officer Dennis Graylis and our Northwest NJROTC cadets. We appreciate all of you sharing your time and talents to open our ceremony this evening. Dr. Kenny Southwick, our interim superintendent, and our Board of Education, along with our district leaders, are committed to providing the best educational experiences for all of our students. We appreciate their vision and dedication. Tonight, we are pleased to welcome Mrs. Sarah Goodburn, Member, Board of Education, Mrs. Patty Mack, Board of Education Vice President and Northwest Area Representative, and Mrs. Deb Zila, Member, Board of Education. Tonight's recognition reflects 13 years of educational experiences supported by a variety of leaders, teachers, staff, from elementary to middle to the steps of Northwest. We have had the privilege to learn and grow with you during the last 4 years. You have undoubtedly influenced us as much, if not more, than we hope to influence you. And at this time, you may have a seat, as it is truly my privilege to work with such an outstanding team and make those introductions at this time. Our Northwest administrators, Mr. Jack Johnson, Associate Principal, Mr. Eddie Leday, Associate Principal, Mrs. Nancy Tynan, Associate Principal, and Mr. Angelo Giacalone, Athletic Director. Joining us tonight from our feeder elementary and middle schools, Mr. Heath Sigg, Principal, Trail Ridge Middle School, Mr. Michael Brewer, Principal, Broken Arrow Elementary, Mrs. Michelle Lord, Principal, Mill Creek Elementary. Mr. Casey Weiser, Principal, Ray Marsh Elementary. Mrs. Mary Riley, Principal, Ryan Benninghoven Elementary. And Mr. Dominic Flora, Principal, Shawnee Elementary. 4 members of our faculty will read the roll of the senior class for the final time this evening. Dr. Jeffrey Bishop, Mrs. Susan Massey, Mr. Joe Gare, and Mr. Anthony Galindo. Graduates, we celebrate you tonight, both as individuals and the collective class of 2018. Our hope is that during your time at Northwest, we helped you find your voice, that you were empowered, supported, and encouraged to embrace learning and challenges with confidence. Each of your 402 faces before us tonight are as unique as the stories you have shared with us. Each of you found your own path through the halls of Northwest. Some of you are quiet, reflective, blending in with the background as you observe the world around you. Some of you were the voice others followed. Some of you challenged the status quo. Some of you struggled with motivation. And some of you overcame formidable obstacles. Some of you set the highest of standards, and some of you were simply just you. Together, as you discovered who you are, redefined who you are, you left your memories in the hearts and minds of your friends, your teachers, your family, and each one of us. We are a community that has grown together, learned together, and changed together. We are strong because of our many voices. Be proud of who you are. You are a gift to the world, and each gift is precious. As you move forward to write the next chapter, I hope you will create the opportunity to find a path that makes you happy, practice kindness and empathy with others, and find grace for yourself. And use your voice to be a difference in our world. As you embark on this next journey, remember the strength from our united voices. You became our Orange Army, united standing, arm in arm. You gave meaning to our chant, "We are Northwest." And you will be a Northwest Cougar now and evermore. To our senior class, it is my privilege to welcome our first student speaker, Miss Ashley Ellis. Ashley is the daughter of Mark and Claudia Ellis. During her time at Northwest, Ashley participated in many activities, including debate, forensics, and orchestra. Ashley represented Northwest well at many state and national debate and forensics tournaments. Next year, she will attend Northwestern University to study biochemistry and continue her debate career. Welcome.
Thank you, Dr. Grumman. Good evening. My name is Ashley Ellis. Many of you probably don't know who I am. I never ran for Stuco. I never did anything outstanding at an assembly. In fact, for most of my high school career, I blended in with the crowd. But that's where most of us stand. Somewhere in the middle, doing our best at the one thing we really love. Whether that's academics, playing a sport, or Millie rocking a little too hard at homecoming, just know someone thinks you're doing amazing. My fellow graduates, families, friends, Romans, countrymen, I ask you to recall some of the best news that the challenging year of 2018 bestowed upon us. That was the year that Elon Musk sent his car into space. That was also when we learned how filthy rich that man is. I wish we could say that we were equally as rich in all 2 of our Spirit Stick wins. Aside from these, some of the most fascinating statistics for our senior year are 0 flames at the Cougar kickoff, 93 pages of Macbeth, thousands of words on our senior papers and IAs, 6 new wrestling records, shout out Jared Hoven, and many more. But we encountered so much more than that, seniors. We did so much more than that. This year has been an experience that can't be summed up in numbers. And because feelings and emotions can be hard, that's where this speech ends. Just kidding. It was almost 4 years ago that we walked into Northwest for our first freshman classes. 4 years ago when we were dropped off by our parents on a different side of the building way earlier than we were used to. Only 4 short years ago, we all convinced ourselves that once middle school was over, it'd all be different. It wasn't. Over those 4 years, we've done so much together. We grew together, we learned, we switched from blue coat to Cisco. We've been through thick and thin with each other. We raised thousands of dollars on countless cappuccino days. We had our soap stolen and replaced with an imposter. And this year, seniors, we mourn together. Our school is a family, and in January, we lost 2 of our siblings. While the spaces they left can never be filled, I watched our student body come together in ways I had never seen. We loved each other, unconditionally. Together, we learned that it gets better. Now, it's come time for all of us to move in our own directions. Some of us will be pursuing higher education. For everyone in that boat, it never ends, I'm sorry. Some are even continuing athletic careers. For those of you that are, it's safe to say that the grind indeed never stops. Others have chosen to attend technical schools, go straight into the workforce, take a year off, and still some have chosen to take the path of serving our country. No matter where any of us goes, we're bound together by the memories we've made throughout the years. Dunder Mifflin Scranton Regional Manager Michael Scott once said, "You miss 100% of the shots you don't take, Wayne Gretzky." I encourage you all today, now that we're all going out to make a life for ourselves, to take every shot that you're presented with. And if making a shot is analogous to acts of love and greatness as a student body, then class of 18, we've made quite a few. Just like Elon Musk is filthy rich with paper, we're richer, but with love and support. Thank you.
Ashley, thank you so much. Great job. Thank you, Ashley. We are pleased to welcome Ms. Cassie Banyan and the acclaimed Shawnee Mission Northwest Chamber singers and senior choir members to share their selection, "You Are the New Day."
You are the new day. You are the new day. I will love you more than me and more than yesterday. If you can but prove to me you are the new day. Send the sun in time for dawn. Let the birds all hail the morning. Love of life will urge me, say, you are the new day. When I lay me down at night, knowing we must pay, thoughts occur that this night might say yesterday.
Thank you for that beautiful piece. At this time, we'd like to welcome our next speaker, Mr. Jackson Brogan. Jackson is the son of Brian and Julie Brogan. Jackson is an IB Diploma candidate, a member of National Honor Society, Spanish National Honor Society, and Math National Honor Society. He heavily participated in the Northwest Band program in marching, jazz, and symphonic bands, symphony orchestra, and also earned placement in the district and state bands. Aside from these activities and other clubs and organizations Jackson participated in, he considered it an honor to work with each of his classmates and teachers every day at Northwest. Welcome, Jackson.
Thank you, Dr. Gruen. In second grade, I used to eat Play-Doh. Well, okay, let me back up. It only happened 2 or 3 times, but I guess that's no excuse. Play-Doh is interesting though, isn't it? It's a straightforward, easy, and uncomplicated toy. Everyone, except second grade me, is smart enough to figure out how to use it. Yet, when you take it out of the can, there's something magical about being able to squish, mold, and roll it into whatever you want. And come to think of it, that sounds a lot like high school. I happen to have some Play-Doh here. Let's take a look. When you pop off the lid for the first time, it reminds me a lot of freshman year. This smooth, fairly unblemished cylinder has a lot in common with freshman us walking through the front doors of Northwest on the first day. We haven't yet been molded. We don't know what's coming or who we want to be. It's just a single monochromatic blob of nothing. And as we move into our high school journeys, it's as if we start to play with the Play-Doh. Joining the cross-country team, or making the marching band, or trying out for the first play, participating in robotics, all these things we might have decided to partake in as freshmen started to mold us. As sophomore year came, the activities that were the central focus the previous year now felt more second nature. We settled in on the form that we felt was us. We weren't fresh out of the can cylinders anymore. But our journeys weren't finished there. Junior and senior years involved some tough tragedies here at Northwest. Whether we were directly impacted or not, we all felt the pain, the sadness, and the loss, but also the unity. Through this devastation, it began to be, at least for me, less and less about the activities and fitting into the specific shape we set out for ourselves, and more about the people. This close-knit community we developed at Northwest started to add more and more color to my previously bland blue blob. And here we are now, looking very little like the people we used to be. But for most of us, I hope that's a good thing. We transformed from being just a modeling compound, as it says on the Play-Doh can, to a finished product. We have progressed into the art of becoming full-blown people. And this is thanks to winning the Spirit Stick as sophomores. This is thanks to all the bonfires, Cougar cookouts, the basketball sub-state victories, the monthly seminar shows, every homecoming, WPA, and prom, the late nights and the early mornings, and being together. Each one of us has contributed our colors to this form, and now each one of us takes away a piece of everyone else's colors. The future is ambiguous, and that can be scary. But now that we're well equipped with the dynamic personalities we've developed, we're ready to take on anything that comes at us. Northwest, I hope you feel like you can take a deep breath and plunge into it with confidence. Each and every one of you is fully capable, and you'll thrive in your own special ways. We have our teachers to thank for being instrumental in all of our success stories. Sorry we never shut our laptops when you asked. And thank you to our parents and our families for getting our Play-Doh cans ready to be opened and for helping to continue molding and refining our colorful masterpieces once they emerged. Finally, I'd like to thank every single one of you sitting out there. You all made an impact on my life, whether I knew you or not, because you made our community what it is. It's been a tremendous honor to be a part of U Northwest, and it's been an even bigger honor to be able to speak up here today. In lighter news, this Play-Doh is non-toxic, but even still, my Play-Doh eating days are behind me. Class of 2018, best of luck in the future. We've got this. Thank you. Okay, cool. Perfect. Thanks.
Thank you, Jackson. Class of 2018, your future opportunities are rooted firmly in your classroom experiences. Each step of this journey alongside a teacher who has sparked your imagination, fostered your curiosity, and challenged you. At this time, we would like to show our appreciation to our staff, so we ask the faculty to please stand and be recognized. Thank you all. Tonight, we would also like to celebrate those teachers who are retiring from Northwest and show our appreciation for the impact they have made in the lives of our students. To represent the connections between teacher and student, each teacher has selected a student to present his or her Shawnee Mission Northwest certificate. We wish you all the best in the experiences forthcoming in your next chapter. Dr. Lynn Leonard, presented by Peyton Bennett. Mrs. Linda Rayner, presented by Mahir Shroff. And with our sincerest gratitude for 50 years of service, Mr. Van Rose, presented by Reed Stymack. Thank you for your years of dedication and service to our profession. Parents and families, we thank you for sharing your student with our school for these years. We are better for knowing each of them. Tonight, we want to recognize the countless hours you have spent alongside your child. As we celebrate our students, we also celebrate each of you. Let us all now thank our parents and families for their support. Our senior committee has provided strong leadership this year. They share the responsibility for planning this evening's ceremony. As I call your name, please stand and be recognized. Austin Anderson, President. Pauline Vargas, Vice President. Jared Berlin. Cassandra Gomer. Margaret Haben. Carson Crable. Julian Kafour. Rachel Lee. Jordan Pomerantz. And Mahir Shroff. Thank you all. In addition to the senior committee, much of the work and planning for this ceremony this evening rests in the hands of our senior class sponsors. Please join me to show our appreciation for Sarah Schaffler and Anthony Stubenrock. We offer a special thank you to all of those supporting our ceremony this evening, to our Shawnee Mission Police Department, our custodial staff, and our communications department. You have our sincerest gratitude. We are so very proud of this senior class. Our students are involved sharing time and talents with our school across the myriad of activities. At this time, I'd like to recognize all of our students involved in co-curricular activities, extracurricular athletics and activities, clubs, and service organizations. If you're involved in these activities during your time at Northwest, please stand at this time and be recognized. The class of 2018 has distinguished themselves as a truly special group, representing Northwest at both state and national events and competitions in both co-curricular, extracurricular, and athletics. If you qualified to compete in a state or national competition during your time at Northwest, including our most recent qualifiers for girls soccer and baseball, please stand and be recognized. At this time, we are delighted to recognize students with outstanding academic accomplishments, the cornerstone of our success here at Northwest. In tonight's program, you will see a series of symbols behind the names of a variety of students. These symbols denote a student's participation in nationally or internationally recognized programs. Students receiving these distinctions have demonstrated a dedication to scholarship, leadership, and service while maintaining the highest character. At this time, we recognize this remarkable group of seniors as noted by the symbols adjacent to their name. Please stand and be recognized. Our next group of scholars is comprised of students who have earned straight A's for each semester all 4 years of their studies at Northwest, an impressive accomplishment recognized by the award of the 4th year honor pin. As we read your name, please stand and be recognized. Cameron Akagi. Jackson Brogan. Sophia Holman. Danielle Johnson. Michael Scott. Mahir Shroff. Rachel Tao. And Elizabeth White. Congratulations to this outstanding group of scholars. At this time, if you are receiving the Summa Cum Laude recognition, please make your way to the side of the stage. Each year, our students' academic achievements grow ever more impressive. The class of 2018 has been remarkable. Our students have engaged in college-level coursework across a variety of content areas during their time at Northwest. Tonight, we will recognize students by 3 tiers of achievement. Students earning the Cum Laude designation for GPAs between 4.0 and 4.4, wearing the silver cords this evening. Please stand and be recognized at this time. Students earning the Magna Cum Laude designation for a GPA between 4.4 and 4.7, wearing gold cords this evening, please stand as we celebrate your accomplishments. And now we celebrate students earning the Summa Cum Laude recognition. It is given to students with a 4.7 GPA or higher. And this class has set a record number of students meeting that qualification. Yes, that is exciting. Each student has selected an influential teacher to present their respective medallions. At this time, we welcome Cameron Akagi, who will be honored by Mr. Justin Stiggy. Benjamin Basil, honored by Miss Jessica Barger. Jackson Brogan, honored by Mrs. Janine Dinas. Kessa Bondurant, honored by Mr. Matt Wolf. Drake Clark, honored by Dr. Johnny Winston. Colin Eichhorn, honored by Mrs. Amy Walker. Skylar Ford, honored by Mr. Ben Pabst. Cassandra Gomer, honored by Mrs. Sarah Dent. Mary Hayford. Mary's most influential teacher is Miss Karen Massington. Mrs. Dinas will present Mary's medallion on behalf of Miss Massington. Sophia Holman, honored by Mr. Joe Gare. Oh, we're good. Madison Hugeback, honored by Mrs. Jan Berg. Danielle Johnson, honored by Miss Jennifer Ansel. Oh. Lauren Klein, honored by Mr. Van Rose. Lillian Oliver, honored by Miss Julianne London. Sarah Peterson, honored by Dr. Jeffrey Bishop. Jacob Ramirez, honored by Mrs. Erin Meyer. Hadley Sayers, honored by Mrs. Rebecca Anthony. Mahir Shroff, honored by Mr. Ken King. Rachel Tao, honored by Mrs. Deborah Brewer. Levi Van Hookey, honored by Mrs. Vonda Morris. Pauline Vargas, honored by Mrs. Lindsay Dimke. And Elizabeth White, honored by Mr. Todd Boren. Congratulations to this outstanding group of scholars. Thank you all. We now have the opportunity to celebrate each of our graduates individually and acknowledge your hard work and determination to attain this accomplishment. We are so proud of each of you. Each child deserves his or her moment in the spotlight as their name is read. We ask all of you here tonight to please celebrate appropriately when your child's name is read, so every family may enjoy this moment and hear when their own child's name is read. At this time, I'd like to invite Mrs. Patty Mack, Vice President of the Board of Education and Northwest Area Representative, to the podium to present the class of 2018.
Thank you, Dr. Grumman. Fellow members of the Board of Education, ladies and gentlemen, the students who will be receiving their diplomas this evening have passed all requirements for graduation according to the laws of the state of Kansas and the Board of Education of the Shawnee Mission School District. I am pleased to present them to you for presentation of their diplomas.
At this time, we will welcome our first seniors to the stage.
Santiago Abaunza Guzman. Diego Acosta. Caleb David Addington. Andres Aguirre Cáceres. Cameron Genzo Akagi. Rachel Lynn Albers. Rachel Classy Albright. Evan Zane Guerra Alexander. Geneva Zarin Allen. Benjamin Nemi Alpert. Austin Gerald Anderson. Samantha Michaela Anderson. Selvin Emmanuel Arita Melindres. Otter Peter Otter. Eleanor Audley. Austin Paul Bockert. Elena Marie Ballou. Michelle Jacqueline Banks. Paul Nathaniel Barton. Benjamin Ariel Basil. Amelia Grace Battles. Mackenzie Grace Bevan. Peyton Leanne Bennett. Gavin James Benoit. Jared Michael Berlin. Morgan Ann Berry. Sydney Ellen Beery. Jeremy Dean Bjornberg. Aiden Emmeline Black. Abby Sue Bliss. Garrett David Bolin. Kessa Abigail Bondurant. Molly Louise Bourne. Caden Lee Bauer. Eric Eldor Brennan. Guyan Harold Bright. Noah Duncan Britt. Jackson Lloyd Brogan. Ariana Simone Brooks. Dominique Joanne Brooks. Trinity Eve Brotherton. Elena Marie Burris. Kennedy Nicole Bustamante. Grace Michelle Buzzard. Cooper Cassiopa. Matthews Andre Campagna Villamarin. Madeline Louise Carney. Megan Renee Carney. Marissa Carrillo. Steve Alejandro Castaneda. June Chipkoech. Nicholas Michael Jacob Komiak. Elizabeth Ann Clary. Drake Alexander Clark. Jacob Matthew Kobler. Stephen Hunter Colbert. Kobe Robert Cole. Isaiah Lee Coleman. Bryce Allen Combs. Maggie Mackenzie Congrove. Anthony Wayne Conley. Lance Clinton Cooper. Mackenzie Jane Cooper. Marie Conchetta Corradino. Kelsey Diana Crable. Sabrina L. Creason. Dalton Lennon Cross. Cassie Marie Cunningham. Marshall Thomas Darple. Tyra Monique Davis. Elena Renee DeVolder. Sebastian Suntana Gipaulo. Dylan Leonard Dinkla. Logan Scott Doring. Grant William Doris. Sabrina Doty. Michaela Renee Doyle. Zoe Marie Drew. Zachary Ryan Dugan. Amanda Nicole Dolney. Melanie Lynn Ebner. Eddie Leroy Eccles. Garrett Paul Edwards. Colin Michael Eichhorn. Cadence Marina Elder. William Lewis Elliott III. Ashley Jordan Ellis. Logan M. Emery. Clayton Engleby. Tessa Kate Irvin. Werner Nicholas Estrada. Jordan Lee Everett. Chris Fernandez. Daisy Michaela Fetters. Ariana Figueroa. Michael James Filsinger. Joshua Hunter Flack. Alexander Scott Fletcher. Maria Althea Flores.
Skylar Joseph Ford. Carrie Duran Fraser Washington. Chad William Fridley. Eden Ilaria Fridlington. Anthony Gao. Genesis Yasmara Garay. Marcellus Anthony Garrett. Alyssa Renee Gall. Christian Douglas Gears. Christian Taylor Gallardi. Johannes Hailu Germa. Cassandra Lily Gomer. Gracia Gomez. Elvira Gonzalez Acosta. Dylan Thomas Good. Hayden Craig Goodpaster. Eli John Scott Goodwin. Elijah James Graham. Ava Lauren Graves. Madison Cassidy Graves. Michael John Green. William James Gross. Edwin William Gwynn III. Jacqueline Garola.
Lisa said one more time.
I'm sorry, Jacqueline Garola. Julian Alfonso Gutierrez. Charlie Guzman. Jared Cameron Hobben. Margaret Jane Haben. Kalkidan Ayantu Haboro. Brooke Samantha Haley. Camille Meredith Haley. Allison K. Hamilton. Jay Hamilton. John Lawrence Hanneman. David Dakota Harkness. Gavin Michael Hartman. Byron J. Harvey. Lily Joaa Hauger. Mary Akosia Andrea Hayford. Dylan Michael Helmstetler. Ana Karen Hernandez Artiega. Hannah Judith Lee Hill. Sophia Maria Holman. Latasha Janae Holloway. Tristan Douglas Hood. Madison J. Hugeback. Elizabeth Marie Hunke. Hannah Jane Hunt. Miguel Angel Hunt Riley. Emma Marie Irvin. Nick Jackson. Abrielle Noel Jarrett. Aisha Jada. Yoon Chung. Bailey Reagan Jewell. Anisha Antonique Johnson. Alida Marie Johnson. Caleb Alexander Johnson. Danielle Fern Johnson. Hawk Braddock Johnson. Kiera Nichelle Johnson. Laura Rose Johnson. Lucy Ann Johnson. Laura Jonah. Natalie Anastasia Jones. Peyton Nicole Jones. Sean Trevor Jordan. Hannah Rose Judd. Jaden Koa Carnes Medeiros. Devin Thompson Keeney. Abigail Jean Kelly Salo. Lauren Elizabeth Klein. Anastasia Faith Kling. Jacqueline Hannah Korth. Carson Ambrose Crable. Julian Osei Kafour. Jack Edward Lammers. Michaela Sandra Lang. Jacob Thomas Lankford. Maya Nicole Lee. Rachel Mina Lee. Catherine Mary Lemming. Trinidad LaRue. Abigail Nicole Lewis. Kane Kyle Lilly. Evan Carter Linville. Allie Elizabeth Lawless. Brandon Paul Long. Brianna Jane Long. Esteban Lopez. Jabrion Laquan Lucas. Kate Elizabeth Ludi. John Brendan Patterson Lynch. Samantha Christine McCauley. Ernest Eugene Del Rey Malone. Pamela Mancio Anastasio. Isaac Neil Manica. Neo John Maniktala. Vanessa Menjarez. Madeline Grace Manning. Madison Murphy Manning. Bargiv Murata. Adrienne Marquez. Andrew Gary Marsh. Floyd Dwight Martin Jr. Tristan Richard Martin. Xandria Therese Eve Martin.
Michelle Olivia Martinez. Aaron Daniel Masters. Hunter James Masters. Eric Charles Maxon. Dejanay A. Mays. Verlee McCullough. Mary Alyssa McDonald. Megan Malloy McGaw. Kaylin Oscar McKinley. Mariah Lene McReynolds. Savannah Marie Medrano. Karina Maia Grajeda. Alicia Marisol Mendez. Elena Mendez. Joseph Anthony Mendez. Alyssa Danielle Mendoza. Jack Colton Merritt. Emma Elizabeth Metcalf.
Skip Emily.
Cameron Dean Miller. Cecil Miller. Douglas A. Mitchell Bueso. Joshua Cage Mitchell. Logan Michael Mitz. Pierce Lewis Mitz. Spencer Charles Modiri. Esther Molina Roli. Mitchell Alexander Monroe. Esmeralda Irene Monroy. Guadalupe Concepcion Monteya Reyes. Lily Mae Moore. Brian Salvador Morfin. Michelle Morocho Galarza. Travis Dane Morrison. Seth Mossberg. Madeline Ann Muncy. Ivy Nyambura Mwangi. Jordan Grace Nakbar. Mackenzie Elizabeth Nagel. Andrew James Nauman. Aiden Reed Neely. Lyric Anthony Nelson. Matthew Ryan Nolan. Eric Asher Norberg. Cayman Lynn Northrop. Lillian Leanne Novak. Megan Riley Nugent. Kaylee Renee Okerson. Camden Jacob Obertop. Faith Eileen Odell. Mira Michelle Olds. Lillian Page Oliver. Brandon M. Olmsted. Jacob Christopher Onions. Emmanuel K. Osei. Erin Elizabeth Osner. Matthew John Owens. Janelle Naveen Patel. Zachary Wayne Patricon. Jeremiah Stefan Payne. Rachel Madeline Perez. Madison Perry. Sarah Carol Peterson. Anna Andrea Polieva. Jordan Michelle Marie Pomerantz. Spencer Bowen Pope. Kate Yamilet Porras. Haley Madison Potts. Jacob William Ramirez. John Joseph Ramirez III. Joseph Ramirez. Aroldo Alexander Ramos Bervena. Abigail Ashley Rediker. Laura M. Renteria. Drake Ashton Reynolds. Alexander William Rice. Nicholas Dean Rice. Caleb Levi Rickey. Nathan Christopher Riddell. Brandon Nash Ryder. McCade Robinson. Matthew Christopher Robeson. Noeli Robledo. Eleanor Louise Ann Robeson. April A. Rodriguez. Alan Rodriguez. Grace Ray Roeder. Hallie Felicia Ross. Reagan Ivy Rudd. David Mitchell Russell. Luke A. Sabas. Hallie Grace Said. Mariela Lisette Sanabria. Hadley Jameson Sayers. Haley Nicole Schaefer. Ethan Michael Schleicher. Melissa Renee Schmidt. Jalen Melissa Schneider. Piper Rose Sherman.
Michael Jacob Scott. Emily Brianna C. Grace Catherine Siebold. Daviana Lanice Selectman. Janelle Nicole Sellers. Noah Craig Scepter. Montana Blaze Sirios McKinney. Victoria Isabella Seston. Andrea Sexton. Claudia Shamit. Cameron Scott Sharp. Joshua Mark Sherfy. Jay Shim. Mihir Raj Shroff. Jennifer Kondori Silva. Jacob T. Sima. Lydia Elizabeth Sims. Alyssa Jade Singleton. Mackenzie Lee Singleton. Madison Lee Sitton. Jonathan Skalick. Heidi Jane Smith. Leah Mae Smith. Monty Markel Smith. Tyler Smith. Spencer Snowert. Jonathan Andrew Sommerfeld. Joseph Benjamin Soptic. Fatima Lisbeth Sosa. Riley Jacob Spates. Lauren Mackenzie Spear. George Robert Speck. Skylar Reagan Spencer. Sean Aldous Spinning. Liam Bradley Sprague. Jenna Renee Steinley. Nicholas Jacob Stewart. Madison Bell Stieg. Cameron Wells Stillions. Reed Albert Stymack. Morgan Mordecai Stone. Catherine Elizabeth Strom. Jessica Marie Sons. Dylan Tyler Swink. Carolyn Dvona Ann Taggart. Rachel Elizabeth Tao. Keegan Riley Taylor. Maxine Josie Angelique Teixeira de Mugliash. Liam Teppin. Abigail Lee Terrell. Sophia Marie Terryberry. Madeline Marie Trout. Mio Ueki. Maya Catherine Urick. Juliana Andrea Valiente Molas. Wilson Blake Van Blarkum. Gage Braden Vandeventer. Levi Patrick Van Hookey. PJ Van Nieuwenhuis. Daniel Vargas. Pauline Gianelli Vargas. Ian Morgan Vassos. Sarah Marie Verschelden. Janardin Filio Ville. Estrella Samantha Villa. Harrison Ruben Vieta Portillo. Carla Vanessa Vieta Arita. Porter Nelson Volk. Taylor Ann Vossen. Macy Ryan Walsh. Brody Wyrick. Elizabeth Margaret Wells. Emily Louise Wells. Kellyanna J. Wheeler. Austin Sean White. Elizabeth Barbara White. Julia Gracie Wiest. Sarah Catherine Wilcox. Ariel Filana Williams. Luke Winkelmolen. Robert Witten. Cameron Riley Wofford. Brady Kyle Wolken. Brendan James Wood. Owen Milton Wright. Karen Euman. Dominic D. Zaragoza.
We are so grateful to all of our guests here tonight to help us celebrate this amazing class of 2018. Congratulations again, graduates. we would like the members of our senior committee to please join us on the stage. As we recognize the class of 2018 and look forward to your future, please know how proud we are of each and every one of you. At this time, we look ahead to your future plans, and we would like to recognize you if your next step is to enter the workforce. Please stand and be recognized at this time. If you are a student who will be traveling abroad next year, would you please stand and be recognized at this time? All students who are continuing their studies by enrolling in a college or university, please stand and be recognized. And lastly, we would like to recognize all students planning to join the armed forces, serving in the Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, or Coast Guard. Please stand at this time. We wish you all the best in these future endeavors and know that you carry our Cougar pride forward with each and every one of you. At this time, I'd like to welcome the members of the senior committee who will take their place at the podium to conclude our ceremony.
Our time has come to say farewell to all the experiences that have impacted our lives and to the memories that we hold so dear.
As we leave here, we take with all of us all that we have cherished, with our teachers, our friends, and our families.
The lessons we have learned shaped who we are and who we will be.
As we remember these times we hold dear, we recognize tonight is just the beginning.
But the beginning of what? The next path you take is up to you. Choose the path of courage, wisdom, and to always have an open mind.
As we begin these exciting times in our lives, we must always remember we can achieve our dreams if we believe in ourselves.
In order to achieve our dreams, we must never give up and apply all we have learned at Northwest.
To all who have touched our lives, we weave our lasting thanks and our love.
Will the members of the class please stand? Now, to indicate our status as graduates of Shawnee Mission Northwest, please join us as we change our tassels.
And now, to honor our alma mater, and as the final time as a class, please join us in singing our school song.
Now and
Thank you all and have a wonderful evening.